So two things. One is, you know, I'm not a military strategist, but I've read military strategy, and I know Clausewitz wrote about if you're going to attack a civilized nation, you go to the capital. That's the hub of everything. But if you attack an uncivilized nation, you don't go to the capital. It's worthless. You attack the armies. You kill basically the chieftains. And 20 years after this, I spent some time in Iraq, and I'm really shocked. Like you, I am not impressed with our military leadership at all. I'm really not. And it's heartbreaking. It really is heartbreaking to see the wasted opportunity. And one opportunity I wanted to ask you about, and again, I don't think the audience knows this, the big miss at Tora Bora. Could you talk about that for a second?
On the way in, when we were going in.
Yes.
Yes. I'm a long way away from it, but I was of the impression that the military thought that they could go into Tora Bora and to other mountainous or rugged areas of eastern Afghanistan after simply bombing the hell out of the area, thinking that the Afghans would run away or they would be killed. And when we came down in those parts of Afghanistan in helicopters, after these enormous bombardments with some of the biggest ordnance we had, we would have helicopters approaching and they'd get shot through their windshields, and there'd be rocket-fired grenades and heavy machine gun fire. For some reason, they didn't seem to know that the Afghans had danced the same dance with the Soviets. The Soviets thought their air power would destroy any kind of will to fight or kill enough people that it wouldn't make a difference. And it took us forever. And I'm not sure we have at this point in time. I listened to some of the people that Fox hires as commentators, and most of them are field-grade officers with experience and obviously brave and resourceful men, but they all speak like small generals. They all think that somehow, because the Afghans weren't a nation state in the common sense, that they weren't really a worthy enemy. And here we are 20 years later, and they won again.
There's a writer, Tom Ricks. He wrote a book a long time ago, Fiasco, about the war. And I thoroughly enjoy the book. And it really, I get angry while reading it, because there's just some of the senior leader incompetence. And, I remember there were many times where he would call some of these generals overpaid battalion commanders. And there was one, this is actually going to lead to a question I'm going to ask you, but he told a story in the book about when Tommy Franks was being interviewed, or questioned, I should say, by some officers, and let's say interviewed by some officers, and they asked him, again, a Clausewitzian question, what is the nature of this war? And do you know his response was?
No.
That's a question that historians will answer later on.
Well, he's an ass. Tommy Franks, he was a gunner too long. I think it kind of rattled his brain. The